Hey, class of 2020, standing here on the back of Brooklyn Wood, looking down at the Victory Bell and the valley, and just wanted to say hello and check in and let you know how much we miss you. It's really quiet here on campus, and I just wanted to make sure you know how much we appreciate your leadership this year. You guys have been remarkable in the classroom, on the athletic fields, on the stage. You've been leaders every step of the way and have set a tone that we're all really proud of. We're going to miss you, and we're going to work really hard at making sure we celebrate all that you've accomplished this year, and looking forward to having conversations with you in how you think we best can do that under these present circumstances.
To the St. Paul's class of 2020, this is Dr. Trusty here. I join so many of your teachers and administrators in celebrating you and all that you've accomplished over the course of time. I know that this is an unusual time for everyone to be ending their high school career this way, but I'm reminded that as you all transition from boys to young adults, this is also a time where you were reminded that difficulty certainly happens, some of which is a result of choices that we've made, others of which are a choice that life makes. And so it's a good reminder that you all have the ability to respond accordingly. We are here to celebrate and congratulate you, and we also look forward to all the great things you're going to accomplish in the years ahead.
Mr. Stoltenmeyer here, checking in from sunny Germany. Can't really complain as the weather's been better than I've ever seen it in the time that I've been here for the past 6 weeks. Just happened to so coincide with the viral pandemic, and I'm glad about that. It's unfortunate that our rowing season has been canceled, but really couldn't imagine anything else happening. Mr. Stoltenmeyer and I have been following you guys on social media and are happy to see that the class of 2020 has grown from the sophomores that we left into the semi-well-adjusted seniors that you are all today, and being admitted to so many fantastic colleges and universities is a really proud achievement. Big ups for you guys. Sorry to see that the viral pandemic closed the school, but it looks like you guys are at least better off than here in Germany. They don't have any idea how to get remote learning going. But that being said, the new building looks like it's coming along really nicely, and like we said, a lot of you guys are getting admitted to great schools. I know sports seasons have been canceled, and I can imagine that it's difficult getting out to see your friends and spending time with each other like that. But it'll all be over when it's over, and I want to congratulate Mr. Kaplan, Mr. Schindler, and Mr. Mazeski on helping you guys get those 2 feet through the door. Never would have been able to be done without them. We're thinking about you guys a lot and hope that you guys are doing well. And if you ever want to reach out, feel free to contact Mr. Kaplan. He has my email address, and I'd love to hear from you guys.
Hi there. At the request of your senior leadership, some of us were asked to make a message to you, 30 to 60 second class, and I just wanted to tell you how great I think you guys are, how special I think you guys are. You guys really got gypped with your senior year, and I know because my senior year I had, as I've told you guys many times before, some of the most fun I've ever had. So to make you feel included, I broke out my senior jacket, and I happened to find some old sweatpants because, it's got my number on it, because that's what we did back in the day. I still keep all this stuff around because I loved the school, and I hope you guys do. I even wore a tie with the unbuttoned top button, which is pretty much the way it's done at St. Paul's. The place will not be the same without you guys when you leave. I can't say how much of a leadership, how much of a positive influence you guys were. I've taught many senior years, and you guys were definitely something special. No other class could have handled this with the humor and the optimism and just the awesomeness that you guys did. And so I got dressed up to speak formally to you. Although, as you can see, there's limits to my formality. But I think we've all been there over these past few weeks, knowing how to dress from the waist up. Anyway, I wish you all the best. I want you all to come back. I hope that we can make your graduation fun. I hope you get to do prom. I hope you get to do all these cool things. But just know that from us, the faculty, your senior class, you guys are spectacular, and we will miss each and every one of you.
Bravo to the class of 2020. Kindness, compassion, and talent aplenty. It's hard to look back on the past 4 years and consider all that you've done. Huzzah and 3 cheers. A quick tribute to the boys in front of and behind the curtain. Next year will not be the same. Of that, I am certain. You guys are amazing. So many roles you've played. Building sets, dancing steps, so many memories made. It makes me so sad to see you all go. A few final words. I adore you, you know. You can't stop the beat. Go catch all the stars you need. Be careful of rabbit holes as you find your way to succeed. Be sure to come back for a visit or two. Don't listen to rumors. Always stay true. Be wary of people hiding in disguise. And always remember, we're crazy for you guys. You will always be our guest and welcomed with open arms. Our dramatic, not tragic, heroes with all of your charms. So if you can't tell, if you haven't got a clue, you all are amazing and we just love you.
Final top moment of the year. I was really struggling to remember names my first year teaching. I just did a poor job committing it. I was so focused on, my lectures and notes and stuff that I just never really put a lot of time into memorizing the students' names. So to help deal with that, I had every student get a piece of paper, like so, and write their name on it. And I would take a picture of them with their name and face. So then I would go home and I'd memorize who they were. Well, Miles Moore and George Hagley, they wrote each other's name on their paper and then took the picture of it. So I was memorizing Miles with the paper that said George and George with the paper that said Miles. So I was mixing up their names. And you might think, oh, that's funny. So I was calling them the wrong name. Well, this didn't happen for like 2 days, and then they were like, oh, by the way, we tricked you. This went on for like 3 months. I was calling Miles George and George Miles. And looking back on it, I disliked them so much because I felt like they were always ignoring me and were never paying attention. And it's really just because I was always calling them the wrong name. And I just never caught on. It just, every time in class, it'd be like, hey, Miles, looking at George. And the whole class would kind of smile. And I thought they were smiling because he just never knew what was going on. But they were really smiling because I was calling him the wrong name. And there were times where I was kind of questioning it, but I just couldn't believe that I was actually calling students a different name. I remember I was walking by Miles Moore with Robinson, and I walked by and Robinson goes, "What's up, Miles?" And I was like, "What's up, George?" And then Robinson looks at me, he's like, "George?" I was like, "Yeah, it's his name." He's like, "His name's Miles." I'm like, "Robinson, bro, his name's George." This guy. So I just didn't catch on. I just kept calling Miles George and George Miles. And then eventually they had in-class presentations, and they messed up sending me an email. It was I just ended up catching on that something was weird, and the whole class just went dead silent. And George didn't want to be the person that ruined it, but he was up to present, and I was calling him Miles, and I was like, "Miles, what's going on?" And George is looking at me like, I don't know what to say. And meanwhile, Rory's in the corner, cracking up, laughing. The whole class is losing it at this point. So eventually they told me, after, a few months of me calling them the wrong name, I have the picture of Miles with the George sign and George with the Miles sign. I'll send it to you, or I'll link it. Maybe they can add it to the video somehow. But definitely one of my favorite moments was just that, they all bought in and they got me. It was funny. Should they have done it? I don't know. The worst part about it was after it happened, the class was on me. And meanwhile, Cole Abel's like, "Oh, we totally got you." I'm like, "Cole, I don't remember asking you for your opinion." That was not something I needed. Nothing's worse than Cole Abel ragging on you. It just gets to you. But yeah, this was a fun year. those were definitely some of my favorite moments. I had many more, definitely with guys not in that class that I got to know. I thought the class did a great job of me being able to interact with students that weren't always in my classes, but outside just with sports and lacrosse, I really enjoyed this class.
Okay, class of 2020, this is my tribute to you. How I wish you were here. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. What have you found? The same old dear. Wish you were here. You the few, you the happy few, you band of brothers. Keep on running, fighting through like all the others. One day soon we'll be back here with one another. You the few, you the happy few, you band of brothers. Peace. Miss you guys.
Hey guys, wanted to make sure that there was a formal thank you to Piers Hansen and to Joey Connor for putting this together. For Piers, I'm sure you spent, when it's all said and done, hours editing this and clipping things and making it as meaningful of a tribute as possible to the class of 2020. And then to Joey for this being one of a ton of awesome ideas that you have had this year. I'm pretty biased. I get to work pretty closely with you, Joey, but I've talked to a lot of teachers who have been here longer than me, and hands down, you have been the best president that has led the upper school in my time here and in recent memory. You don't need to be told to do things. You care a ton about your class, but you care about every single kid that walks through the doors each day, and that has continued right into this pandemic and virtual school environment. You should be super proud, and we all owe you a ton. Thanks for keeping us together, and thanks to both of you guys for making this happen. So great job, and thank you.